What's up, everybody? We're here in Brisbane again. Show you what's going on. We got a two-person cube. We got Johnny over there, one of the organizers. Leah over there walking away. She's one of the other organizers. We have activists here, outreach interaction happening there. New activist over there. He's just talking, he was just saying something to that kid in red. And we've got a new activist on the right, standing in the cube. First time joining us. So we've got a solid little team, small but mighty, here in Brisbane City, Australia. I've been having fantastic interactions today. I have spoken to at least 8 people that by the end of the interaction have declared that they will go vegan. So today has been really, really good. I'm really happy with the outcome so far, and it's definitely good to be back out here on the streets and getting back into it since being locked down in Melbourne since May. I'm going to be doing this as regularly as I can here in Queensland, and yeah, it feels good to be back. So I'm going live now just to show you what's going on and just to check in with each of you, because things have died down a little bit, so I've got time to do this. I wanted to make sure I capitalized on each of the interactions that we had available to us, each of the bystanders that stopped and made themselves, made it clear that they were open and willing to talk to us. And that's what I want to say to everybody tonight. Something that I've got in my mind is something that is really important on outreach, is filtering through the people that are opening. Let me say that again. I'm a little bit tired now because I've been outreaching for quite some time, and it's been a bit of a long day. So the idea with outreach, this is what I want to get across for everybody to understand. In order to keep this as simple as possible, one thing I'm going to be talking about more is like keeping it very simple. From the beginning of the interaction, we're here to pre-qualify people to make sure that they're actually open and willing to talking to us. And it's very easy to establish whether they're open and willing to talk to us and to listen, more importantly, and to have their thoughts challenged on this topic. Many people are not, and this is a numbers game. So we have to respect what's going on to these animals, respect our time enough to know that we shouldn't be engaging with these people. This will save us so much time if we stick to this. And this will mean that we will only engage with people who are open and willing. So when we ask people, would you like to know why we're showing this to the public? Would you like to know why we're here? If they don't give you a clear yes, if you don't get a clear yes out of them, there is no reason for you to think that you are actually going to have a conversation with them that's going to go anywhere. This is something I am learning today, but I'm learning to be objectively true. I spoke to the organizer Johnny about this earlier, and he said, what if they try to guess and what they say is like affirmative? What if they say, you're vegan and you want other people to be vegan? I would say yes to that, but I would still say, would you like to know more? And unless you get a clear yes from them to that question, there is no reason for you to think that you're going to get anywhere with them. So this is just something I wanted to record, something I wanted to make known to you guys, to get a clear yes from them before engaging with them. And you'll know very quickly after you get a clear yes from them, because it doesn't always mean that they're completely open and willing if they say yes. but it's easy to establish whether they're open and willing, and they are willing to have their thoughts challenged on this by asking one, maybe two questions from the very beginning of the outreach interaction. I explain what's happening on the screens. I ask, are you against animal abuse? Most people will say yes to that, of course. And the next question is, do you think it's possible to be against animal abuse while eating meat, dairy, or eggs? Or an alternative to that is, while being responsible for what you're watching on the screens, while consuming products that come from what you're watching on the screens. There's a third alternative to the way that you can word this. Based on those two questions, the response that you get from them will tell you all that you need to know in order to establish whether they are truly open and willing to having their thoughts challenged. If their answers are full of carnist bingo nonsense, excusitarian nonsense, you need to wrap the conversation up as soon as possible, ASAP, and move on to someone who is open and willing. Make yourself available to someone else so that when they stop, you can speak to them ASAP. This will send the message to them that you're not willing to engage with someone and waste your time unless they are open and willing to have their thoughts challenged on this. That sends a good message on behalf of the animals. Animal rights activists should not be willing to engage with conversations that go nowhere. We shouldn't be disrespecting our time and disrespecting what's happening to the animals in doing that. It also sets the tone for everyone else at Cubes that this is the way that we do things. We only speak to people who are open and willing. And that's all I want to say. I wanted to get that out to everybody. It's a very important tip for the day, something I'm going to implement into the next update to holding non-vegans accountable, the next workshop I'm going to do. And I want you all to keep this in mind when you do outreach this weekend. Establish whether they're open and willing and act accordingly. I've had very good conversations today. The first conversation I had went extremely well and it just flowed from there. Today I've been in a flow state. And it's implementing this simple tip that I'm giving you that has helped me to only engage with those who I do get good results from. I spoke to a couple of vegetarians that went vegan at the end of the discussion. I could tell that they were sincerely declaring that they were no longer going to be non-vegans. Vegetarians are non-vegans. They should be talked to no different. I spoke to a person who was young, she was 17, and she said that she had been trying to go vegan for 2 years. We pointed out that she wasn't really trying, and it wasn't really an excuse that her parents were navigating around her parents wasn't really a challenge and wasn't really an excuse. So that's it. I just wanted to let you know that I'm having a great night of outreach here at the Cube of Truth in Brisbane. If you haven't been at a Cube of Truth, go over to our website, visit jointhecube.com, get active with your local chapter, and if there isn't one there, apply to become an organizer and get active with us. Otherwise, just use your voice and be active for the animals. Be active for the animals, because without us being active on their behalf, what's happening to them, which is the greatest atrocity of our time, will not end. What's up, Kathleen? What's up, everybody in the stream? Showing love, I appreciate it. All right, much respect, everybody. Let's end human supremacy once and for all.